this Rhustox. But if there is a especially affection to the serous membrane, so can anyone tell me the name of medicine? Which medicine is mentioned?
Rhinium.
Yes, very good. But if you are talking about the brania, so can anyone tell me the different medicine? Trio of serous membrane? Can anyone tell which medicine? Trio of serous membrane. We
Rhustox,
can
Brownia, Catullus.
no. We can remember like back. Okay, okay. This is the trio of serous membrane. B for Brania alba, A for Apis mellifica, K for Calicar. But what is the difference when we will think if any patient is coming to you and that patient is having a serious problem? So first we will think like Brania if the patient is having a like pleuritis or hydrothorax is there, okay. Then we can think about Brania. But we should find the dryness of the mucous membrane must be there and there will be stitching pain. But that pain should be aggravated from the motion. Then we can think about the brania. And brania patient is getting relief by lying on the painful side. Okay. But opposite to the brania, the medicine is calicar. You will get all the same character of the pain. You will get same. Okay. Like brania you will get. Okay. But the modality is different. In case of a brania, patient is getting relief by lying on the painful side. But in case of calicar, the patient will be lying on opposite side. Suppose if the calicar patient is having problem and especially on the right side, then he will be lying on left side because he will be getting relief if he will be lying on the opposite side of the pain or complaint. That is calicar. But when we will think about the apis mellifica, in case of apis mellifica, there will be a serous membrane, but there will be admitted swelling and thirsless remedy will be there. And in case of apis mellifica, you will find the burning, stinging pain, which is migrating, which is changing from one place to the another. Then we can think about apis mellifica. Okay. Another symptom is there ailments from spraining or straining a single part, muscle or tendon, and muscle or tendon or overlifting, particularly from stressing high up to the wrist things, lying on damp ground, and too much summer bathing in lake or river. Suppose if any patient is coming to you and that patient is complaining of pain, especially in the shoulder region, and we have to ask how this complaint has been started. Then the patient will be saying, Doctor Saab, actually these days I am doing a gym and I am lifting a heavy weight. You can see in the picture. If any person is lifting a heavy weight, so there will be straining and distraining of the muscle and tendon. And because of that, if the patient is complaining, then we can think about this medicine, Rhustox, and this is also known as poison ivy, poison ash, and poison sumac, and this is also known as mercury wine. Okay, but we can also think if anemia, we can compare with another medicine. Okay, so there will be another complaint. Prolapses of uteri from overlifting or overstraining. Can anyone tell me the name of medicine?
Hallonius diaconus.
No. This is Podophyllum peltatum, which is also known as May apple. Okay. Another symptom is there. If the patient is having a problem while taking bath, especially in the lake and river, then again we can think about this medicine, Rhustox. Another symptoms, pain as if sprained, as if muscle or tendon was torn from its attachment, as if bone were stabbed with a knife, worse after midnight and in wet and raining weather, affected parts sore to touch. Suppose if the patient will be coming to you And that patient will be saying, डॉक्टर साहब ऐसा लगता है it is scrapped by your knife, and it is always aggravating if there will be a rainy season, and it will always aggravate in the midnight. Then we can think about this Rhustox. But these symptoms we can correlate with the doctrine of signature. Like if you are talking about the plants of the Rhustox is always bursting out, especially in the month of June and July when there will be a rainy season, and especially in the night. And that's why in case of a Rhustox, there is mention aggravation, especially in the rainy season and in the midnight or in the night. So this is the doctrine of signature. But there is another question. If you are talking about the doctrine of signature, so can anyone tell me the name of a person who has given about the name of doctrine of signature for the first time? Can anyone tell?
Paracelsus.
Yes, very good, excellent,
Paracelsus.
very good,
Paracelsus.
excellent. So there will be a question in AIAPGET exam or any exam will be there, like medical officer, homeopathic medical officer, UPSC. Doctrine of signature is given by whom? So answer will be Paracelsus. Okay, Paracelsus. Okay, so just remember. But if you're talking about the midnight aggravation, so can anyone tell me the name of medicine which is having a midnight aggravation?
Arsenic album.
Yes, very good, excellent. That is arsenic album. And there is written attacks of anxiety, driving out of bed, especially in the midnight. Why? Because the arsenic is having a restlessness. Arsenic is having a mental and physical restlessness is there. And that's why when the patient is sleeping in the night, suddenly he will wake up and he will walk here and there. Why? Because this patient is thinking that if I will move, I will be getting relief. He will be changing always place. In arsenic, you find mental and physical restlessness will be there. But in case of Rhustox, you will find restlessness, especially physical restlessness you will find. That is Rhustox. And he cannot sit or he cannot stay for a longer period of time in a single place, in one place. So he will be always changing. Why? Because if the patient is sitting, so there will be a stiffness, and the stiffness will causing a pain, like rheumatism complaint is there if the patient is sitting. So there will be a pain if the patient is sitting. So what he will do? He will try to move. Once he will try to move, so there will be a production of the heat, and heat will provide relief to the patient, especially in case of RA. Why? Because there will be a vasodilation, and vasodilation causing more is blood supply to that area, and that's why this patient will be getting relief, and that's why the Rhustox patient will be always moving. If he will sit, there will be a problem. Okay, and quickness contraindicates, especially in case of a Rhustox. Okay, but this pain we can compare with the another medicine. Suppose here is written pain as if sprained and bones were scabbed with a knife. These symptoms we can compare with the another medicine. We can compare with the
Acid
Ipecac. Yes, Ipecac, not acid force. Okay, we can compare with the acid, not acid force, Ipecac. In case of Ipecac, there is written pain in bones as if broken or torn to the pieces. Then we can think about Ipecac. But if there is a pain as if bones were broken, then we can think about the medicine is Eupatorium perfoliatum. Another medicine is there, Theridion curasavicum. Okay. Another symptom is there back pain between the shoulders, on swelling, pain and stiffness in small of back, and aggravation sitting or lying, and ambulation from motion or lying on the something hard. If any patient is coming to you and that patient is complaining, complaining that doctor sir, I am having pain, especially in my back, and there is a spraining or straining like a pain. Why? You have to ask why there is a pain. Then the patient will be explaining to doctor sir, I am working in the field. I am a farmer and I am always lifting a heavy weight. And because of that, if the patient is having complaint, then we can think about this medicine. And there is a muscular rheumatism is there. Left-sided sciatica will be there and aching in the left arm with a heart disease. If patient is coming to you and muscular rheumatism with heart complaint is there, then we can think about Rhustox codendron. But there is another medicine we can compare with the another medicine. If there is a rheumatic complaint with heart complaint, which medicine? Can anyone tell?
Calmia.
Not calmia, lithium carb. Lithium carb is
Lithium
the
carb.
medicine. Yes, very good. Lithium carb. Okay. Another symptom is there. Headache, brain feels loose when stepping or shaking the head, and sensation of swelling in the brain, stupefying as if torn from beer, returns from least chagrin, aggravation from sitting, lying in cold, and ambulation from warmth and motion. Suppose if any patient is coming to you and that patient will be saying, Doctor Saab, I am having yesterday night beer and after that my headache has been started. Then we can think about this medicine. And especially we will find swelling sensation. He will think that my brain is moving here and there inside the skull. Then we can think about this medicine. But can anyone tell me the different name of the medicine where there is a swelling sensation in the brain? What are the medicine for this symptom? Can anyone tell?
Belladonna, stramonium,
Belladonna, arsenic is there, hyposulf is there, hyoscyamus and lycopodium is there. Okay, but here is written beer. Okay, this beer we can compare. Okay, if there is a gastric complaint from the beer, which medicine? Can anyone tell?
aloe, aloe socotrine,
Which medicine?
aloe,
Aloe we can think. If there is a diarrhea,
Bye.
diarrhea,
Homika.
Calibi is the medicine. Very good, excellent. Calibi. Okay. But if the patient is coming to you and that patient is complaining, Doctor Sam, I am having urine very similar to beer like urine. Which medicine? The medicine is chelidonium. Chelidonium majors. Okay. But this beer we can correlate with the organ of medicine with miasm. So can anyone tell me which miasm is having a desire or craving for the beer? Can anyone tell?
psychotic, psychotic.
Yes, psychotic miasm. Very good, excellent. So what I'm asking, all the points has been asked in the AIAPGET exam. Don't miss it. Okay. But if you're talking about the beer, now we can correlate with the wine. Okay. So can anyone tell me the name of the medicine where there is mention about the craving for the alcohol? What are the medicine?
Syphilinum alone.
SRM, europium, sulfuric acid, calcarea, art, flux, vomica,
Vomica.
zincum, metallicum,
Yes, and many more are there.
trinitrotoluene,
Yes, and sulfur is there. Sulfuric acid is there. Tuberculinum is there. Coca is there. Carbolic acid is there. And Quercus E. glandium spirituous is there. Trinitrotoluene is there. Syphilinum is there. Okay, so these are the medicine where there is mention about the alcohol. But this point, alcohol, we can correlate with the Kent repertory. If you are talking about the Kent repertory, the first publication of Kent repertory was 1897. And Kent repertory containing the 37th chapter, which is starting from the mind, ending with the genitals. So under which chapter we will find alcohol related rubric? Can anyone tell?
Mind.
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 Yes, very
Mind.
good. Under
Dipsomania
the
and
mind
mania
chapter.
photo.
Very good. There are two rubric. One is dipsomania, another is mania poto. And this is the frequently question has been asked from the repertory portion in the AIAPGET exam. बहुत frequently ये question आता है कि dipsomania is mentioned under the which chapter of the Kent repertory? So answer will be mind. This link will be over after 5 to 10 minutes. Again, you have to join a same link. Okay. Another symptom. Dream of great exertion, rowing and swimming. Working hard at daily his occupation. Suppose if the patient, you can see in the picture, the patient is coming to you and that patient will be telling, Dr. Sam, I'm always having dream of exertion. If I am swimming, so always I am swimming. I am seeing that I am swimming. But if you are talking about the dreams, these dreams we can correlate. What Dr. N. Chaudhary has said about the dreams of Rhustox. He will be saying, Rhustox patient always saying that dreams of roaming over the fields and dreams of climbing hills and dreams of swimming in the tanks and wading through the snow. This is said by Dr. N. Chaudhary. उसको लगता है climb कर रहा है hill के ऊपर and he will be swimming in the tanks. This is said by N. Chaudhary. Okay, but these symptoms we can compare with another medicine. Dream of working hard at daily occupation. Can anyone tell me the name of medicine?
Brownia.
Yes, Briannia alba is the medicine. Very good, excellent. And another medicine is there. Like if the patient is there, he will be seeing what he is doing all the day. He will be seeing in a dream. Can anyone tell me the name of medicine?
Selenium,
Sanicula.
caladium.
Selenium.
Selenium, caladium.
Yes, very good, excellent. Okay, so we are talking about the dreams. So we can talk about the dreams. Okay, dream of accident. Which medicine? Can anyone tell? We can compare or correlate. Dreams of accident. Which medicine?
Lycopodium.
Yes, lycopodium is the
Lycopodium.
medicine. Very good. And dream of urinating is there. Which medicine?
Creosote.
Causticum.
Creosote is the medicine. Very good. Dream of fire.
Radium bromatum.
Radium bromatum. Very good. So these are the medicine about the dreams. Okay, etc. are there. Okay. Another symptoms, corners of the mouth, ulcerated and fever blister around the mouth and on chin. If the patient is coming to you and if you're seeing the patient is having cracks or ulcer at the corner of mouth and at that time the patient is having a fever blister is there, then we can think about this rhustoxicodendron. But these symptoms we can correlate with another medicine. If there will be a cracks at the mucocutaneous junction, then can anyone tell me the name of medicine?
Sandurango.
Nitric acid.
Nitric acid.
Nitric
Nitric
acid.
acid. Yes. But when we will think about the Kandurengo, when the patient is having any GI complaint is there associated with there will be cracks at the corner of mouth, then we can think about Kandurengo. But if you're talking about the cracks or ulcer, so if there is a cracks on the middle of lower lip, which medicine?
Natramure.
Yes, very good.
Diaphragm.
Natramure and Natramure is there.
Some
Hepasulf is there. Sepia is there.
Bertram really? Yeah. Brania also.
And Brania is also there, but Brania we will find especially in case of a smoker. And this is written by Bori. Okay. In Boric Metrica Medica. Okay. Another symptoms, tongue dry, sore, red, cracked, and triangular red tip. Takes the imprints of teeth. You can see in the picture here triangular red tip is there. Okay. And if you are getting this type of tongue, then we can say this is the Rhustox. But can anyone tell me the different name of the medicine where there is mentioned imprint of teeth? Can anyone tell?
Peridonium or podophyllum.
Restocotendron, Chelidonium,
Maxol.
Yes, Maxol is there. Very good. And
Rhododendron also.
Nux moscata.
next Moschata and Taraxicum is there. Natramur is there. Sepia is there. Maxol is there. Arsenic is there. Etc. Where there is mention about the imprint of teeth. But there is a elongated tongue. And this elongated tongue, can anyone tell me which medicine is having elongated tongue? If the patient is coming to you and that patient is having a nausea and vomiting, especially during pregnancy, and if the patient is having elongated that. Okay, so we were talking about the tongue. Okay, so tongue we can correlate or compare with the another medicine. Suppose if there is a strawberry tongue, so can anyone tell me the name of medicine?
Basilinum.
Yes,
Belladonna.
Basilinum, belladonna, and one more is there. That is Frageria. Frageria is the medicine. Frageria, belladonna, and basilinum is the medicine where we will find strawberry tongue. But this strawberry tongue we can correlate with the practice of medicine. So can anyone tell me the name of disease condition where we will find strawberry tongue?
Borges.
Scarlet fever.
Yes,
Kawasaki
scarlet fever,
disease.
very good. And
Borges.
Kawasaki.
yes, Kawasaki disease, very good. And
Vitamin B12 deficiency.
yes, very good. So these are the conditions where we will find strawberry tongue. But if you are there, if there is a strawberry gum, so can anyone tell me the name of disease condition? Strawberry gum?
Toxic shock syndrome. Toxic shock syndrome.
Wegener,
Kawasaki disease.
Wegener granulomatosis
disease.
is there where there will be a strawberry gum. If there will be a strawberry tongue, then Kawasaki scarlet fever and vitamin B12 deficiency is there. Okay. So these are the condition. Okay. So I was talking about the elongated tongue. Okay. If the patient is coming to you and that patient is having a elongated tongue with nausea and vomiting during pregnancy, then we can think about the medicine. Amygdala. Amygdala is the medicine. Okay, where you will find a elongated tongue. Okay. But if you are finding bifid tongue, so which medicine can anyone tell? Bifid tongue.
Lycasis.
Rotel.
Yes, very good. Bifid tongue. But if there will be a blackish discoloration of the tongue, which medicine?
Arsenic.
Yes, arsenic and
Opium.
and lachesis is there.
Mercurius.
Maxol is there. Okay. But if there is a jet black tongue, which medicine? Jet black. पूरा black होगा. Pure black tongue. Which medicine? The medicine is cocaine. Okay. Cocaine is the medicine. Jet black tongue. Okay. But if there will be a greenish color of the tongue is there. Which medicine? The medicine is natrum sulph. Okay. Another symptom is there. Great thirst with dry tongue and mouth and throat. The patient is having craving for the water or desire for the water. Along with that, the patient is having a dryness of mouth. Then we can think about Rhustox. And these symptoms we can correlate with an musciata where there is a dryness of mouth. So the tongue will adhere to the soft palate. That much dryness is there. But if you're talking about the dryness, these symptoms we can correlate with the practice of medicine. So can anyone tell me there is a one syndrome where there will be you will find dryness of mouth?
Jogren syndrome.
Yes, very good. Jogren syndrome. Okay, where there will be a dryness of mouth and dryness of eyes is there, and Sika syndrome is also there. Okay, but this thirst we can compare with the Brania alba. Brania alba is also having great thirst at a long interval. But these symptoms again we can compare with another medicine like Aconite Nepalus is there, where there is mentioned burning thirst for a large quantities of cold water. Means unquenchable thirst is there. Means the patient is drinking too much water, but he is not satisfied. That is Aconite Nepalus. Okay, etc. There are so many medicine for the thirst. Another medicine, desire for the cold milk. This Rhustox is there. And can anyone tell me the different name of the medicine for the desire for cold milk? Yes? Can anyone tell? Phosphorus is there. Staphylos griea is there. Rhustox is there. And tuberculinum and Apis mellifica is there. Okay. So these are the medicine for the desire for cold milk. But can anyone tell me, in case of Rhustox, if the patient is having desire for cold milk, but which symptom is getting relief? Can anyone tell? Especially if the Rhustox patient is having a gastric complaint and the patient is drinking cold milk, that complaint will be getting relief. And these symptoms we can correlate with the iodine. In case of iodine, the patient is suffering from the constipation and that constipation is getting relieved by cold milk. But I am asking another symptom of the another medicine. So can anyone tell? There is a symptom. The patient is having a gastric complaint which is getting relieved by drinking of warm milk. Can anyone tell?
Graphitis.
Yes, graphitis is the medicine. Very good. But here written milk. So we can talk about the milk. Okay. Aversion to milk and diarrhea from it. Which medicine? Can anyone tell? Yes, very good. And if there is a diarrhea from the boiled milk, which medicine? Next, Moshata is there. Next, Moshata is there. Okay, but if you're talking about the milk, okay, this milk we can correlate with the milky urine. If you're talking about the milky urine, can anyone tell me the name of medicine?
Dalkamara.
Yes, very good. Dalkamara.
Delcamara.
Yes, and yes, Sina phosphoric acid and Viola odorata is there, having the milky urine. Okay, and this urine, milky urine, we can correlate. There is another medicine, buttercup milk like urine. Which medicine? Not radium brome. That is aurum metallicum. Okay. Aurum met. Okay. Buttercup milk like urine. But this buttercup milk, we can correlate with the desire. So which medicine is having desire for the buttercup milk or buttermilk? Can
LSP
anyone tell?
Barsa.
Yes.
LSP Barsa. LSP Barsa.
Yes. Another is medicine is there. Buttermilk. Sweetened buttermilk. Which medicine? Very good. Thalaspi is very good.
Yes.
Yes. Elapse is the medicine. Very good. But here written milky. Okay, milk. Then can anyone tell me about the like milky leucorrhea? Which medicine?
Ammonium carb.
Carb.
Yes, ammonium carb and ammonium mure is there. And in case of ammonium mure, you will find like a leucorrhea like a egg and leucorrhea after urination. That is ammonium mure. But if there is another symptoms, leucorrhea from exercise, which medicine?
Magmute.
Yes, very good, excellent. Another symptom is there, erysipelas from left to right, yellow vesicle, must swelling, inflammation, burning, itching, and stinging. You can see in the picture, if the patient is coming to you and that patient is having erysipelas, but that will be yellow, vesicle will be there, then we can think about the Rhustox. But if there will be a black vesicle, so which medicine? Black vesicle, which medicine?
Intrasanam.
Arsenic is there. Arsenic album is there. And if there is a blue vesicle, which medicine? Blue vesicle. Ranunculus bulbosus is there. Very good. Another symptom is there, cellulitis and infection, carbuncles in early stages. Cellulitis, there will be an infection by Streptococcus bacteria. And if the patient is coming to you and that patient is having cellulitis, so there will be a painful condition. In the early stage of the carbuncle, we can think about this Rhustox. But these symptoms we can correlate or compare with another medicine, like Heposulf is there. If the patient is touching, so there will be so much pain, agonizing pain is there. That much sensitiveness is there. So we can think about Heposulf. And there is a post-operative complication is there. Suppose if the patient has done operation and after that he has developed any complaint, then we can think about this medicine. And this medicine is having a thought of suicide, but he is not having courage to suicide, like Nux vomica. Nux vomica is also having thought of suicide. I will die, I will die, I will suicide, I will suicide. But he is not having courage to do suicide. But this suicide, we can correlate with another medicine. Constantly dwelling on suicide. The medicine is aurum metallicum. Why aurum metallicum is? Yes, very good. Why aurum metallicum is thinking about the suicide? Because he thinks that my life become a burden. He is fed up of life. He's thinking that life is burden. That's why this patient is want to suicide. But these symptoms we can correlate with a nausea. So what is mentioned in the nausea? There is mentioned brooding insanity is there. If someone will say to the nausea patient, he will be always thinking that why he said like that. He will be always thinking, and that will lead to the brooding. And that's why this patient want to suicide. That is nausea tripudians, which is also known as cobra virus. But if you're talking about the suicide, these symptoms we can correlate with natrum sulf. In case of a natrum sulf, music makes her sad and suicidal tendency is there and must use great self-control to suicide himself. That is a natrum sulf. But this suicidal tendency is there, so we can correlate with the impulse. Okay. Like if you are talking about the suicide, so we can correlate with the impulse. So we will talk about the impulse of the Heposulf. Heposulf is having so much impulsive patient. Himself is mentally as well as physically he is very oversensitive, very impulsive. Suppose if you are going to the barber shop, then you must know that patient is not himself. Otherwise, that barber will cut your throat. That is written in the lectures of Homeopathic Materia Medica, which is written by James Tyler Kane. This is the impulse of himself. And there is another patient. He is having an impulse that he will throw his child into the fire. The medicine is Nux vomica and Lycopodium is there. But this impulse we can correlate or compare with the another medicine like iodine. In case of iodine, the patient will kill you without any cause, without any reason, without any jurisdiction. Without any reason, he will kill. He will be sitting beside you and he will kill you. You will never know. Without any reason. That is iodine patient. But this impulse we can correlate with another medicine like argentum nitricum is there. Argentum nitricum, if he will be sitting in the balcony, he will want to homicide, not homicide, suicide. He want to jump. And he will be thinking that if I will jump, what will happen? If I will jump, what will happen? He will be always thinking that. And if he will be walking on the street, he will be thinking that all the building will fall on him. And that's why this patient is having hurriedness and he will be running and that's why he is having anxiety. And he is also having impulse to kill somebody. That is argentum nitricum. Okay. Another symptom is their fear of being poisoned. The patient is always suspicious. Mind is there. He will be always thinking that someone is giving me poison, someone is giving. And there is another medicine. Can anyone tell which medicine is there?
Lachesis. Lachesis.
Yes, very good. Lachesis and
Alzheimer's.
yes, Alzheimer's. These are the medicine where there is a suspicious mind. You can see in the picture. This person is giving to the body and he is throwing here. You can see. Why? Because of suspicious mind. He is thinking that he is giving me a poison. So these are the post-operative complication is there like acute confusion, nausea, vomiting, fever, and secondary hemorrhage and pneumonia, etc. These are the post-operative complication is there. But if you're talking about the post-operative complication, now we can talk about the post-operative complaint. If the patient is having, so what are the medicine we can think? Can anyone tell?
Staphysagria.
Yes, staphysagria, very good.
Bismuth, Rapinus,
Yes, Raphanus, bismuth, very good.
Ledum.
And yes,
Nux
Ledum we can
vomica.
think.
Nux
Yes,
vomica.
yes. Cinchona is also there. Hypericum is also there. And acetic acid we can also think. So etc. There are so many medicine. If the patient is having complaint after operation, then we can think. Okay. Another symptom is there. Abdomen. Violent pain relieved by lying on the abdomen. Suppose if the patient is coming to you and that patient is having a colic and that patient is getting relief by lying on abdomen, then we can think about this medicine. But there are so many medicine which is getting relief by lying on abdomen. Can anyone tell me the name of medicine?
Ammonium carbonate.
Magphos.
Yes, ammonium carb, very good. And
Acetic acid.
Magphos.
yes, and medorinum is there. Ammonium carb is there. Okay.
Phylum is also there.
Yes, yes, very good. So these are the medicine where the patient is getting relief by lying on abdomen. But there is another patient who is getting relief by lying on back. Which medicine?
Arsenic.
Ruta.
Yes, arsenic is there and ruta is there. In case of ruta, there is written in Allen keynotes, backache relief by lying on back. This is ruta gravulens. Very good. And there is a diarrhea of blood and slimy and reddish mucus will be there. Means we can say the patient is coming to you and that patient is having a dysentery like complaint. Then we can think about this medicine. But these symptoms we can correlate with the another medicine. Like Maxol is there. In case of Maxol, you will find tenesmus is much more marked, means characteristic symptom. Without tenesmus, we cannot think about the Maxol. If you want to prescribe in case of a dysentery, we have to find the tenesmus. Without tenesmus, we cannot think Maxol. And if tenesmus is there, then we can think. But if Maxol is failed, then which medicine we will think in case of a chronic dysentery? Can anyone tell?
Colocynth.
Yes, very good. Colocynth. So what is the common name of colocynth?
Squirting cucumber.
Yes, very good, Swapnil. Squirting cucumber is there. Very good. Excellent. And this diarrhea we can correlate. Diarrhea has to hurry early in the morning. And there will be a gripping pain, especially right lower abdomen. Hungry during diarrhea, then we can think about Aloesocratina is the medicine. But if you are talking about the bloody stool, then we can talk about the black tarry stool. Which medicine? Can anyone tell?
Arsenic, opium.
Black tarry stool.
MMLS.
Black tarry stool, only one medicine is there in the Boric-Matria medica, that is Leptendra. Okay. And black sheep like dung is there, Plumbum metallicum is there, Asterias is there, opium is there, different, so many medicine is there. But black tarry stool, only one medicine is there, that is Leptendra. And this condition is called melena. Okay, melena. Okay. But if you're talking about the bloody diarrhea, so we can talk about the bloody urine. What are the medicine for the bloody urine? Can anyone tell?
Lycopodium.
Sarsa, Lyco,
Yes,
Ledum,
yes,
Lachesis.
yes. There are so many medicine like Cantheris is there, Ledampal is there, Maxol is there, Sarsaparilla is there, Terbinth is also there. Okay, so these are the medicine for the hematuria, or we can think about the if there is a bloody urine. Okay, but if you are talking about the bloody urine, now we can talk about the bloody sweat. Which medicine?
Iodum.
Bloody sweat.
Crotalus.
Yes, very good,
Crotellus.
Emma. Crotellus horridus and Lyco is also there. Okay, for the bloody sweat, Crotellus horridus and Lycopodium is there. But now we can talk about the bloody saliva is there. If patient is coming to you and the patient is having a bloody saliva, which medicine? Bloody saliva. Rajnish, you can tell. Rajnish.
Nitric acid.
Yes, nitric acid and very good. And there are so many medicine. Like arsenic is there, which is mentioned in the Synoptic Key to the Materia Medica, which is written by Cyrus Maxwell Boger. Antipyrinum is there. Manual of Homeopathic Materia Medica, which is written by William Bory. And this Rhustox is also there for the bloody saliva. But if there is a bloody leukorrhea, so can anyone tell me the name of medicine? Bloody leukorrhea, there are two medicine. Yes, yes. Yes, Thalassemia bursa pastoris. Very good. And one more medicine is there, that is Cinchona of Snellis. Another is there, Cocculus is also there for the bloody leukorrhea. Okay, very good. Another symptom is their bronchial cough in old people was on awaking with a expectoration of a small plugs of a mucus. Suppose if the patient is coming to you and that patient is having a cough, especially those patients who are having age more than 50 or 60 years of age. then we can think about this medicine. And if there will be a cough of old people, the medicine is ictus fetidus is there. And there is also mentioned asthma relief by passing stool. The medicine is ictus fetidus is there. Another symptom is the trembling and palpitation when sitting still. If the patient is coming to you and that patient will explain, Doctor, I'm having palpitation, I'm having so much anxiety. Along with that, if you're finding traveling, we have to observe. Then we can think about this medicine. And if you are talking about the objective symptom, this point we can correlate with the organ of medicine. So can anyone tell me under which aphorism this objective symptom has been mentioned by Dr. Christian Frederick Samuel Hahnemann?
90 aphorism, 9 number.
Yes, very good, excellent. That is 90. So how you will remember? Like if you are talking about the objective, it is starting from the O. Okay, O is looking like a 0. Okay, so 90 yaad kar lena. Okay, so you can remember 90. Okay, this is objective symptom which is given, and the objective symptom which is observed by the physician. Sometimes there will be a question in AIAPGET. What is objective symptom? Observed by the physician, felt by the patient, and patient surrounding, and none of the above. So answer will be observed by the physician. Okay. And there is another symptom. You can see in the picture. This picture. Hypertrophy from the overexertion. If the patient is doing so much exercise, and this will lead to the hypertrophy of the heart. But these symptoms we can correlate with another medicine. Can anyone tell which medicine? Hypertrophy of heart.
Bro.
Yes, very good.
Brominium.
Yes, bromium is there. Very good.
Causticum.
But when we will think about the causticum, if there will be a hypertrophy of heart, especially in calisthenics, then we can think about,
Calisthenic in girls.
yes, then we can think about causticum. Very good. Another, these symptoms we can correlate. This palpitation is there. Okay, palpitation we can correlate with the another medicine. If there is a palpitation from least motion, which medicine?
Calcarea arch.
Calcarea arch, we will think if the patient is saying palpitation from least mental exertion. If the patient is doing or studying anything, he is using his mind, then we can think about the calcarea arch. Mental exertion is there and that will lead to the palpitation of the patient. Then we can think about calcarea arch. But if there is a palpitation from least motion, then we can think about the actia racemosa. In the bracket you will find this tail is purpura. Okay, but these symptoms again we can correlate with another medicine. If there is a palpitation from least exertion, the medicine is iodine. Okay, okay, so these are the mnemonic. In short, you can remember the Rhustox, we can remember. By the name of Rhustox, we can remember the main symptom or characteristic symptoms of the Rhustox. Okay, R for rheumatic diathesis and S for headache from beer, U for ulceration of the corner of the mouth and fever blister, and S for straining of a single part and ailments result, and T for triangular red tip will be there and imprint of teeth, O for oversensitive to the open air and putting the hand from under the bed cover and brings on cough, and X for anxiety we can say apprehension and makes the patient restless and physical restlessness. Okay, so these are the mnemonic. This is the mnemonic we can remember the symptoms of the Rhustox. Okay, and if we are talking about the characteristic symptom, these characteristic symptoms we can correlate with organ of medicine, where Dr. Hahnemann has mentioned about characteristic symptom. Can anyone take?
153.
Yes, very good. 153. Dr. Hahnemann has mentioned most singular, striking, uncommon, peculiar characteristic symptom. Okay, which is mentioned in the aphorism number 153. So Sometimes there will be a question. The more striking, singular, uncommon, peculiar symptom is mentioned under which aphorism? There will be option 155, 147, 146 and 153. The right answer will be 153. Okay. Okay, thank you everyone. Okay.